up guys, this is Scott, you know me as StudMuffin from 3dayrespawn.com, and I'm here with part 2 of how to enjoy video games. As usual, I like to start out with some responses from our last video. This one is from Jolly Rancher Gino. StudMuffin homie, I don't wear hats. You know this about me. Let me fix that for you. This one is from SOG Watchman. I think society in general has been moving towards seeing the worst in everything. Not just video games. Everyone should take a step back and be happy that they have games to play and time to play them. Watchmen, I find it ironic that you're seeing the worst in society. But no, that's a good point. We do need to be thankful for the privilege and the ability and the time to play video games. This one is coming at us again from the gaming preacher. Multiplayer gaming has probably contributed much to people's anger level. Multiplayer used to mean having a bunch of friends over and taking turns with the controllers, but now it's playing against people that allow anonymity to bolster their courage to spew insults, cheat, and act in ways they don't act in public. Not everyone is like that, but you catch my drift. This can definitely happen, so make sure you're still inviting friends over and making the most of that time. Play co-op if multiplayer seems to be causing a problem. This one is from Power. I enjoy winning and I avoid anger over losing, and if I start to feel upset over games or commentating, I take a break with God's help. Breaks can definitely be the right way to go if anger is becoming an issue. The sooner you cut that off, the more you're going to enjoy your games. Shinobi Garth says, and use games as a ministry tool. A ministry tool? Video games? Someone should really start 3dayrespawn.com. But seriously, it is important to not just be 3DR, but to actually be God's hands and feet as 3Day Respawn. Gavin Mills says, when it stops being fun, try doing something else, like returning a classic SNES game to bring back the nostalgia and let the good times roll. Enjoying older games is a good way to not get caught up in new software consumerism. Excellent suggestion. Alright, thank you for your comments. Now it's time for the 6 do's and the 6 don'ts of video gaming enjoyment. Do number 1. Instead of starting at 10 and decreasing when thinking critically about a game score, why not start at 0 and work your way up? People forget that a game that scores a 7 earned those 7 points. Maybe a score of 7 doesn't indicate the most anticipated game of the year, but still fun? Probably. Do number 2. Get rid of preconceived notions of what a game should contain. Don't put developers in a box. Not every game needs multiplayer, leaderboards, or unlockables. Appreciate the effort that they put into what's actually in the game. Content judgment should be on an individual basis. Do number 3. Choose an aspect of a game that you want to excel in instead of trying to do best in every area at once. Do number 4. Congratulate winners online. Speak positive words, even if you're the only one. Don't complain about that infamous 8-year-old that's cussing you out on Xbox Live. There's one of those in every dark corner of the internet. Tell the winner that they've done a good job and try to give sincere compliments to the losers too. Do number 5. Sometimes wait for games after launch. You might be more satisfied with a game after a couple months of patches and a price drop. And lastly, do number 6, maybe the most important one. Try new things. Try new things. You don't have to force yourself to get into some gaming genre that you're not a fan of, but pay attention to the indie devs and the small studios. A lot of the creativity in the current state of our gaming industry is actually from those small studios, not in the annual installment franchises with huge budgets. Challenge time. Make it your goal to learn about 3 new games this month that you wouldn't have heard about normally, and choose one of them to try out. Share these discoveries online and with friends in real life. You ready for some video gaming don'ts? Yeah, you are. Don't number 1. Actually, you're not ready for this. Don't read reviews. Okay, you don't actually have to read reviews. You don't have to read reviews. Gamers put way too much stock in opinions. And reading criticism might cause you to form negative opinions about a game that you wouldn't have even noticed if you weren't overthinking it. If you're gonna buy a game anyway, buy it. Enjoy it. Don't number 2. Please don't expect each game's graphics to be better than the previous one. Okay, sure, maybe we want our annual installments to actually have some improvements to speak of, but not everyone else in the industry has to compete for that spot in the market. Don't let your enjoyment of games be based on the cutting edge of technology. That path leads to a lot of expenses and unsatisfaction. Don't number 3, don't collect everything at once. And I'm talking in-game now. You can beat a game and pass up some of the experience points and some of the items and some of the winged boots, And if you really like the game, you can go back and play it again. You'll have a bigger skill set to enjoy it with. Don't number 4. Don't hoard games. You don't actually have to justify your $60 game purchase. You can play a game, beat it, and sell it, and enjoy the whole experience for half or a third of the cost. Don't number 5, tough one. Don't complain. People don't pay to go into a museum and then walk up to some portrait on the wall, take out a magnifying glass and try to see if they can find any brush strokes that are too short. That sounds crazy, but that's kind of like some gamers' approach to video games. There's enough game critics in the world. Just try to enjoy our hobby for what it is. And lastly, don't number 6. Don't compare video game consoles. The only time you should compare consoles is if you're trying to make a purchase. Other than that, just enjoy what you have while other people enjoy what they have. Okay? Alright. Okay, I'm done here. Actually, I have a little more to say. There's always going to be pros and cons to every set of systems. But remember, competition's good for the market, and you're not bound to one corporation or one console. You're allowed to own more than one system. A lot of us don't have the money for that, but at least try to play the best games from each individual console and appreciate that. Okay, I think we're good. Go enjoy your games, okay?